Hello. I want you to ask yourself a few questions. Have you ever been in charge of someone that you could see great potential in? Is this somebody that could do great things if you gave them the right guidance? Perhaps this is someone that you hired because during the interview process, they showed you something great. Bottom line, you see a great future for this individual. If there is one thing that I want you to take away from my talk, it's this. How do you turn potential into performance? First, I'm going to talk to you about motivations. In our industry, it is a top goal to lease our communities to 100% if we can. Our team members spend every day touring, following up, and selling to prospects in different markets. One motivating factor that could affect their performance is fear. I want to ask you, why is fear such a motivating factor in our performance? What can we do to help our team members overcome their fears? People fear rejection and failure, and that's just human nature. I'm here to tell you how to overcome this. Here is an example. I do not know of any professional golfer that has not lost a golf ball at some point before they became a professional. They didn't let the fear of failure stop them, and you shouldn't let it stop you. Instead, look at this as an opportunity for growth. As team leaders, it is up to us to understand what motivates our team members. I'm here to tell you, fear is not the only motivating factor. You must truly find out what motivates your team members. Ask them, what are their goals? What are their ambitions? Ask your team members, what makes them passionate enough to get out of bed in the morning? You're going to get a lot of different answers, and that's okay. Ask them, what career could you see yourself having with Cardinal? Do you want to be a maintenance team lead, a community manager, or maybe even someday you want to be a VP? We all start somewhere, and the people that nurture us will play a huge role in our level of success. Motivating factors are just one piece of the puzzle. Let's take a second and talk about another piece. I'm going to talk to you about individualized communication. This is what I call the secret sauce. When you speak to team members one-on-one, you're placing emphasis on them and not the group as a whole. Individualized communication is the key to learning someone's motivating traits. You must be intentional when you communicate with a team member in the present moment, but always keep an eye towards the future. Everything you say can make an impact. Each opportunity you get to use individualized communication is an opportunity for growth. It may be small, but it's so valuable to them. Always end every conversation with a team member asking about their future. Do this so they can find the answers and be invested in their own growth. This is how I speak with my team. To get them to perform, I take the time to learn them as a person and not just as their boss. I find out what truly motivates them. This is where you connect individualized communication to motivation. We are all motivated by different things. Some people want money, some people want career growth, some people want a feeling of accomplishment, and so many more possibilities. The best advice I can give you is to just be invested in your team. Not just their career, but also their lives. To reach your goals together, be willing to invest one-on-one time with each person. Find out what motivates them. I promise you're going to learn a whole lot about your team. They need to feel that positive energy, and they need to see you invested in them. That's what real leaders do, and that's what you can do. I'm going to tell you a story about my team and my community. 303 Flats in Knoxville, Tennessee is very different today than it was the first day I walked through the office door. After we hired the right team members, I used individualized communication to learn what motivates each one of my new team. I spoke to them one-on-one and not as a group. Still today, I do not believe in having group meetings. Once my team saw me invest in them, they became invested in the goals that we had to accomplish together. It took my team the entire 12-month leasing season to reach 100% in that first year. This was considered a success because we were not even sure if we could reach 100% at the property. In our second leasing season together, The team leased up the property to 100% in just 5 months. And lastly, the current leasing season, my team leased up the property in just 46 days. To add to the team's success, they also were able to raise revenue 22% year over year, and during the lease up this year, over half of our residents renewed. What role did I play in this story? First, I hired the right people. I fully believe that I was able to communicate one-on-one with each individual to motivate them to execute our plan. Our team believed in the data. Our team believed in the Knoxville market. Our team believed in their ability to impact prospects when speaking to them. All of a sudden, our team felt better handling rejection. Our team became leasing rock stars. In this process, all I did was communicate with each individual to help motivate them. All of a sudden, the fear of failure was no longer a motivating factor in my team's performance. They knew that leasing is a numbers game, and not everyone could live at 303 Flats. It became okay if they approached a prospect and they simply weren't interested. All I did was make my team members feel confident and empowered. My team members are all very different, but I was able to find a way to relate to each and every one of them. I'm very thankful for my team members. In closing, I want you to be able to take away one thing from my Red Talk. The key to turning potential into performance is to invest in your individuals. The key to doing this is individualizing your communication. Focus on the individual and what motivates them. What you say can always add value. You can have an impact on their career, and you can have an impact on their lives. You have the ability to empower each person to be their best. I firmly believe that this works for any position, in any market, and for any leader. Once you invest in your team, just get out of their way. Your team will own it. Just sit back and watch your team own it. Your team will amaze you in ways that you didn't even think were possible. Lastly, remember to communicate to your team in a way that they can accomplish their goals without you. Because I promise you, someday they will. Thank you.